Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby. If you don't know me, there's a lot going on in this channel, so it'll probably take a while until you fully understand, because I don't even understand. Okay, great intro, moving on. I was an extra for my first time on set and it was really exciting, but I couldn't talk about it because it wasn't legal to talk about it until the show releases, because you sign a contract and it's all pretty serious. You're not able to even tell your friends about what you're filming on. So I didn't share it and I didn't tell anyone because I wasn't allowed to legally. The high energy is purely coming from the fact that today's actually finally sunny. How I found it was actually, I was scrolling Instagram and just wasting time. I think it was later in the day, and I saw an ad for a local casting agency. I normally don't pay attention to ads on Instagram because they either don't relate to me or I don't care, and so that caught my eye. I'm always looking to pick up extra money, like I can take that, you know what I mean? I can take that. I'm cool with that. So I pressed the link and I signed up, and I didn't really think that they would contact me. I've always wanted to try being an extra, so let's see if they want this in the back looking all freaky. They didn't take my credit card info or anything. They just wanted your name and your email and your phone number. What the heck? Well, why not? I'm already pretty extra, so why do I need to be an extra? And then I forgot about it for about a week. Now, they did want to know about things like, do you have reliable transportation? Do you ride public transit? Or do you have a bike? Or do you have a car? So they did ask more specific questions like that because their filming locations were kind of, it stated that they had 3 different filming locations and all of them were kind of all over the city. If you don't have a mode of transportation, that might be a problem because this place, they were shooting at 3 or 4 different locations and they were all pretty far from each other. They weren't really close to each other. I am blessed enough to have a car, so I put that down and I put, I think, a couple headshots that I had. I put 4 or 5 pictures maybe on the site just so that they knew what I looked like, and I think if you put a picture, they contact you way faster. And I heard back from them in a week and I had forgotten about it. So when I saw the email, I was trying to remember who they were because I didn't remember that I signed up for it. They sent me the email that said to respond with your availability. Are you free, yes or no? And I pressed yes. And then they send you another email, which is really last minute. It's kind of the day before, I think even the night before, that you're supposed to shoot on set. One thing I want to mention is the schedule to work for an extra is really, really weird. You have to be really free the whole entire day. I think they say you need to be free from 7 a.m. to like 12 p.m. or something like that, depending on which shift you get booked for. I just don't know what to expect. I have no idea what to expect. I accepted the invitation last night, super last minute. I thought I was gonna go flying today, but the people I was gonna go flying with and split gas costs with canceled on me. You don't have a guarantee that you're gonna make it to your second job or to school or to classes, so thankfully I was only working the days that I didn't have class. The days where I did have class and they asked me to work, I had to say no because I couldn't guarantee that I'd be able to go to class. For this, we were supposed to look like students, college students, which I already am, obviously. Oh, that wasn't that hard. They did want us to bring an extra wardrobe though of clothes in case they didn't like what we were wearing. And I knew you shouldn't wear bright colors, you should not wear stripes or patterns or anything like that. So I went with black, white, and brown. I went with pretty basic colors and you'll see that in the videos. Because I'm just putting my hair in a braid for now. I did a cat eye and it turned into a slug eye, so that's the whole pile of clothing I brought because in case they want me to do an outfit change. I feel pretty confident in what I'm wearing. I'm wearing like like really disgustingly preppy schoolwear, but that's how we were supposed to dress. So I don't know if they're gonna hate my outfit or if they're gonna really like it. I feel confident that they're gonna like it. Like a little mini skirt blazer thing, like really New York prep school look. So let's go. I worked as an extra a total of 3 times on set. Anyway, I worked as an extra a couple times and the pay was minimum wage, which over here is $12 an hour, and it was a pretty sweet deal, I'm not gonna lie. So here's how it is. I'm worried that I'm gonna be bored. I'm worried that I'm not gonna know what I'm doing. I have 3 things I'm worried about. Number 1, that I'm gonna be really, really bored on set. Number 2, that I'm gonna be way too loud and they're gonna kick me off because have you seen my inside voice?
I don't have an inside voice.
We'll see. And number 3, I don't know, that it's gonna be lamer than I'm hoping. That it'll be really, really lame and I'll regret coming. Now, I don't want to go through the whole entire story because it was a full day. I think I worked 12 hours, 10 or 12 hours the first day, and it was kind of what I expected, but also not really what I expected. I didn't expect it to be so easy. I didn't expect everybody to have such a good mood, and I didn't expect the food to be so good when they eventually fed us. I also didn't expect it to be so
freaking cold, but it was.
But that's okay because
it's the Pacific Northwest and I should expect it.
But it was cold. In a tent, just talking and getting to know each other. So it was basically like a social event for hours. You're in this tent that's sort of heated, but it's still pretty cold, and you're talking for hours. In a tent talking.
And it was like heaven.
I really liked it because you just get to know everybody. Some people were a little bit more shy or they just didn't care, and people were actually, I think there were 2 people that were actually working on their homework, and we talked, we filled out paperwork, we fixed our hair and our makeup, we went to the bathroom, we drank water, and we talked for 6 hours. After we had been talking in the tent for 4 to 6 hours, it was a pretty long time. We had lunch, dinner, I don't even know, it was hours later, and they finally fed us, but the food was so good.
Y'all,
Romanian weddings are good, like there's sarmale that's normally top notch, you don't get better than wedding sarmale. Prăjituri, the desserts are really good, and that's why people fight over them at the end.
And lie to you about their family numbers so they can get extra boxes to take home.
But the food here was so good. They had fish and build a salad and build a soup bowl, I think, and all these things, and it was the bougiest food I've ever eaten. Ever. So after we ate, and then we were warmer a little bit, but it was still butt cold, they called us out on set. And the set was outside. I should have mentioned that a really long time ago. We sat on the edge until we were called up, and then they positioned us on set. And then how long we were on set was about 3 hours. And if you're in the Pacific Northwest, it's rough to be out at night. It's really, really cold, and some of the girls were wearing heels. I was wearing heels, but some of the girls didn't even have jackets, really. You're not really that warm, but they did try to keep us warm. They did try to give us jackets from the dressing room or scarves. They gave me a scarf so that I'd be warmer. And being on set was really cool because I know about this stuff, but it's my first time actually being on a real set, and it was a pretty big one. They had multiple cameras going and they had multiple lights, so they definitely had nicer equipment than I thought. It was a bigger production than I thought it would be. And the directors and everyone was so nice and so helpful, and nobody really even treated us like extras, because from my professional Google research, I thought that they would kind of look down on you and treat you like a dog because you're the dog of the set. You're the director's dogs because you're just extras, you know? Nobody
cares about you.
We got paid minimum wage, we got fed, we got to make new friends, we were treated well. So those were 5 things that surprised me. It was really fun. I would definitely do it again. I did do it again, and they even texted me and emailed me a couple extra times, but I just
It's pretty good.
but I couldn't make it because I was at class, or it was just so last minute that I had no idea. But if you want to do it, I recommend it. Easy minimum wage. It's super fun. I think the only thing that I would say is if you're not used to standing on your feet a lot or
Walking a lot, or socializing, or being out in the cold, or working really long hour days.
those are things that you should consider and think about before you become an extra, because not every set is going to be inside. So there are some things to think about, but for me, I loved it. I loved that it was outside even though it was winter, and I loved talking to people for 6 hours and getting paid for it. I can do that any day. Better than talking to a camera. No offense, but it's pretty cool to talk to real humans. I love you. Thanks so much for watching. Hope y'all are doing good. See you in the next video. And they asked me my availability. Was I free? This stain is so aesthetic. And then I mean, you can skip class sometimes too, but it is a rust stain. Okay. But that's a separate video on motivation for education and morality. Start to wonder why you're here now then. Oh, okay, I have to redo that. Guess where that is from? So I arrived an hour early, so I have half an hour to kill, and it took me like 20 minutes to walk down here. I was telling people that I fell off my longboard, but that's not true. We were longboarding, and then we longboarded to a little thing that like spins around at the playground. And I found a golf range, and I'm hanging out because I can't go on set too early. And I was filming a video with my cousin, with Genevieve, on Tuesday, and I fell and hit my forehead. Hanging out, and it's really, really quiet here. And I just like walked on to this golfing place.
I don't really know if I'm supposed to be here.
I have no idea what I'm doing, can you tell? Okay, so cool update. There's a person. The bathrooms are locked. I'm not really surprised. Locked for people like me. It was an older guy too. He's not gonna be too happy to see me here. I don't know anything about golf. Honestly, wow. This is why I'm never early. It's so awkward. You just have a lot of time to think about. That's a really big spider. I'm gonna leave it now. Ask you to come on set and you say I can't because I ride my rollerblades everywhere, which is dope, and I know people that do that, but that works better in downtown Portland. I'm getting so off topic thinking about rollerblades.